We're coming back to you live from the Caloocan Sports Complex for your MPBL Friday following the victory of the Iloilo United Royals against the Muntinlupa Cagers. And now we present to you the battle between Manila and Mindoro, which means that we shall feature a couple of prominent names in the MPBL, beginning with Greg Zilla himself, the ultimate giant of the league, who still hasn't lost the game individually. He is 10-0 in his stint so far, but he will go up against the giant slayer himself, Tete Teodoro, who was able to score his season-high 21 points in their previous outing. That was the biggest win of Mindoro so far in their campaign, able to outlast the Quezon Huskers in Abra. It is Mindoro looking for another big-time win here in Caloocan versus Manila. Thank you for joining us, folks. This is Mix Guamas at your service alongside Juanito Gregorio and Sidney Crespo. Juanito is actually a guy who's familiar with being small in the world of basketball. But of course, in terms of being a point guard who has a lot of guts, hindi naman mawawala yan even if you go up against the tallest players in the league.
Oh yes, but you know, you just have to continue to just be doing your job. Bawal matakot kahit gaano katangkad, and Tete Teodoro being one guy that's not scared of anyone, even slaying itong Quezon Huskers.
By the way, Tete Teodoro in the losses of Mindoro only averages 7 points per game, but in their wins, he has doubled that, averaging 14 points per game. Let's talk about the previous game of Manila first. The debut in this season of Joshua Turalba, but it was Jimboy Pastoran who stepped up for them.
Well, you know, this game, they just stuck with their system. Manila plays very simple. Pound the ball down low to your bigs. You have Slaughter, Al-Husseini, and Sena. Now, when you pound that ball, someone is bound to get open. They shot 29 threes and made 14 of them. And because you can shoot the three and you can pound the ball, now you can also run. So those three things were the main weapons of Manila in that last game, and they beat a very strong Batangas City team. You look at the numbers, 52% in the field goals, 14 out of 29 from three-point line, 16 out of 22 from the free throw line, and fast break points 20 para dito sa Manila. Their system on point in that last game going up against Batangas.
Yeah, certainly looked very comfortable with their star-studded roster. And speaking of comfort, Jimboy Pastoran has found comfort from Bacoor City to Manila.
Well, Jimboy Pastoran, one guy that they needed here in this team. They needed a point guard who can help out itong si Enzo Navarro. And Jimboy Pastoran seems to be the answer for Manila SV. 11 points, 4 of 4, 3 of 3. A perfect ball game in 8 minutes of play para dito kay Jimboy Pastoran, a quality point guard coming from St. Benilde.
The good thing about him is the fact that he can be the backup to Enzo, and he can also play alongside Enzo Navarro as a shooting guard for Manila. But now we talk about the Mindoro Tamaraws and their biggest win of the season so far.
Oh, what a game by Mindoro in that last game. What everybody thought was with Quezon gonna bounce back against Mindoro. Mindoro really took advantage of that ball game. They started out strong. Guys like Rios and Bono helped out, even Ariar helped out, but two guys who were the main storyline of that game is Tete Teodoro and JJ Caspe. These two really carried that team in that last game, beating the almost unbeaten Quezon Huskers, giving them their second loss of the season. You look at the numbers, nothing really will show out para dito sa Mindoro, but again, it's really Caspe and Teodoro that were really the main stories of that game.
It was actually quite a sloppy game. We were weirded out about it because of the turnovers from both ends of the floor, but Mindoro still gladly took that victory. It was such a nice ride home from 8 hours to 10 hours up north in Abra all the way to Manila for Tete Teodoro.
Oh, I'm sure malaki ang ngiti ni Tete Teodoro. Wala na siyang pake kung malayo yung uwi galing Abra pa Manila, because going home with the victory will definitely make you happy. You look at the numbers, what a ball game. Old school Tete Teodoro. 21 points, 4 3-pointers made, 4 rebounds. Everything you needed from Tete, he provided. And of course, the most important thing is going home with a win.
If you would even check out the social media pages of his teammates, recently they have been calling him the newest King Tamarao. Can he deliver today against Manila? That is our question as we turn you over to Miguel Perez.
For our second game, this is the 2024 Manny Pacquiao's MPBL Season 6 presented by Extreme. Time to meet our starters. First, for Manila, SV Batang Sampaloc, SGA. Starting at guard number 25, Renzo Navarro. Also at guard number 0, Zags Gonzaga. Center number 21, Raba Al Husseini. Forward number 71, Dan Malyari. And the other forward number 17, Carl Brian Cruz. The head coach for Manila is Gabby Saverino. Assistant coaches Ricky Dandan, Rendo Riega, and Max Leantante. Team consultant is Charles Chu. Team managers are Neil Arce and Adosa Lazar. Team governors Joey Simanes. Team owners are Raymond Ang and Emilio Chu. Now, the starting five for Mindoro Tamaraws. Starting at forward, number 33, Jetro Sambero. Forward number 21, JB De La Cruz. Center number 25, Ken Bono. One guard number 12, JJ Caspe. And the two guard number 14, Tete Chodoro. The head coach for Mindoro is J.R. Kawaling. Assistant coaches Jens Nutel, TJ Marquez, JC Libunao, and Ricky Alcantara. Team manager is Rafael Martinez. Team owner is Paula Oriental Mindoro, Honorable Mayor.
Presenting our starting fives, brought to you by Sports Max, powered by PlayMax, the official online entertainment partner of the MPBL. Win to the max, it's Lorenzo Navarro with Zags Gonzaga, Raba Luceni, CBC, and Dan Malyari for Manila. And then it's JJ Caspe with the King Tamarao, Tete Teodoro, Ken Bono, JB De La Cruz, and Jetro Sombero for the Mindoro Tamaraos. Thank you for joining us, folks. This is Mick Gomez at your service alongside Juanito Gregorio and Sidney Crespo as we come to you live from the Caloocan Sports Complex. Now, Juanito, what do you want to see from Mindoro in order to get a chance to win versus Manila?
Well, it's very simple. Trust your stars. Tete Teodoro and JJ Caspe can really carry this team. Quezon Huskers was a very strong team, but because you have talents like Caspe, Ariar, even of course Tete Teodoro, even Ken Bono can step up here in this ballgame. You have to trust the talent that you have.
By the way, those two players, Caspe and Teodoro, combined to score 34 points in their 66-point output versus Quezon. So that's more than half of their total.
Coming from two guys.
This is Caspe. 2 games back, he had a triple-double. His first in his MPBL career. Ken Bono fires. That's short. This matchup also features a good battle between two UAP legends in Raba Luceni versus Ken Bono.
Two former MVPs.
Raba turning around and he misses. This is JB De La Cruz working with Bono. They go to Tete. He will fire from way out. Just too strong.
Medyo dala pa niya yung rhythm coming from that last game. Still has that confidence. But you know, if you're Tete Teodoro, there's not even a bad shot because this guy is just too talented in terms of scoring. It was Tete.
He's been shooting those long-range threes, by the way, since the inaugural season of the MPBL when he was a champion with Batangas. We're back with Manila. Enzo Navarro going to Carl Brian Cruz. That's a mismatch. Backing down. CBC will miss. Both teams are still scoreless.
So far, the post game has not been working para dito sa Manila. They know that they have that size advantage down low with Raba and CBC. But so far, they are 0 out of 3 here.
2 minutes gone by in the opening frame. Caspe to Ken Bono. Another 3. Finally, first points in the game.
Very basic. Hand up, but still no problem para dito kay Ken Bono. That 3 is really a comfort zone for Ken Bono.
Bono made 1 3-pointer out of 4 tries in their previous game. He had 5 points in total in only 10 minutes of play. Here's Tete Teodoro. Double team. Bono left wide open. Back-to-back threes.
Too much space para dito kay Ken Bono. After that quick double off the screen, no one really helped out and closed out on Ken Bono. You give him that space, that's going to be too easy para kay Ken.
6-0 now. And Manila finally give us an answer. Zags faking and passing. CBC fires. That's short.
Mindoro has been playing slow, and this is the game they want. They are not the deepest team, so they want to be able to preserve the energy and be able to execute on that half-court setup exactly like that.
What a start for these Tamaraos. JJ Caspe has a chance to complete a 3-point play off of this drive. This man has come a long way, averaging 19 points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists, and 3 steals in his last 2 outings.
One of the feel-good stories of the MPBL, itong si JJ Caspe. I remember Javi telling his story that when we were in Mindoro last year, he was only in the crowd watching. But this year, he's not only part of Mindoro, he is one of the main guys in this Mindoro squad. And continue to work for your dream. Someday, it will be given to you, and one guy having that is JJ Caspe.
I did ask his fellow homegrown Rodel Baigan, Rodel, naipasa mo na ba ang trono kay JJ Caspe? At sabi niya, as happy as I am para sa kanya, hindi pa magpapatalo. Rodel is still in the lineup, by the way.
Rodel still has his own fan base in Mindoro. Siya pa rin ang mahal ng Mindoro crowd.
This 3-point shot is brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances. Until today, ang mga Adamson yan, malamang bahal pa rin si Ken Bono after what he did for them in the last couple of decades. Pero ngayon, Mindoro na magmamahal sa kanya.
Is he the last Adamson MVP? I think he is, right?
I think he is. We can have a quick search about that.
We can't, I just want to imagine that what if Ken Bono, at his peak of his career, played the same way na kailangan na this day and age. A guy who can post up but also can stretch out the floor. He was way above his time, itong si Ken Bono.
By the way, yes, we confirmed he's the last Adamson MVP in basketball, by the way. we can't forget
the other sports sa UAP. Yes, the other sports.
As JB De La Cruz is able to convert from downtown, Mindoro's up 11-2. The first 2 points were scored for Manila by CBC, by the way. Here come the Tamaraws. This is Tate Teodoro stepping back. Oh, he turned around quickly. Unable to convert though.
It's actually a good line. Medyo kulang lang.
Carl Brian Cruz, short. Another rebound for Tate.
So far, the outside game has not been working for Manila, and we do know that this team will live and die from that outside shot. 14 out of 29 in their last game. But so far here, the first 5 minutes of the ball game, wala pang naipapasok itong si Manila.
Manila shoots the ball at a 33% clip from downtown. They're number 3 in the league in that category. Tate Teodoro now scores.
You watch his game. It's not quick, but he just has enough talent to get everyone biting on his shot fakes, on his pass fakes. That's just a pure skill galing dito kay Tate.
How about Carl Brian Cruz scoring once more?
No, you watch the coaching staff of Manila, no panic button. Continue playing the system, continue trusting what we practice. Eventually something is bound good to happen.
Well, as much as you argue that Mindoro will have to rely on its stars, Manila can rely on its depth.
Oh yes. This is a 13-man deep team. Probably even deeper than 13.
Gonzaga missing, and here's Mindoro with Caspe having the leather. JJ met by CBC. Given an opening. Sorry, miss on the layup for Caspe. Forward pass, and this is a breakaway for Enzo Navarro.
That's going to be the strength of Manila, the running game. Every time itong Mindoro will be having a mistake like that, no one runs down, automatically these Manila players will be gunning for that fast break.
This fast break of the game is brought to you by Sports Max, powered by Play Max, the official online entertainment partner of the MPBL. Win to the max. That's Enzo Navarro. By the way, at the start of the season, only averaged 4 points per game in his first 13 games, but in the last 7, he has increased that average to 12 points per game. That's times 3 for the point guard of Manila. It is 13-6.
Welcome back to the MPBL. Bigyan ng chance ang sarili. Ito ang naging mindset ng Mindoro. Tama raw nang harapin nila ang Quezon Huskers. Sabi nga ni Coach Jericho Waling, bumiyahe na sila ng 8 hours so ayaw na nilang sayangin yung kanilang pagod. Marami daw ang tumawag at naging masaya para kay Coach JR. Mga kaibigan niyang sina Rudy Linganay, Leo Abinido na kinalabutan sa kanilang panalo. Two things that Coach JR put an emphasis sa larong iyon ay defense at unnecessary fouls. Pinakita nila yung disiplina sa depensa para malimit ang big scorers ng Huskers at naging matalino sa kanilang mga fouls. Migs Juanito?
Well, in terms of the scoring of the stars of the Huskers, only Judel Fuentes was the one who shined for them, but that was only in the fourth quarter. The LJ Gonzalez's, the Gabanals, the other players were definitely limited by the defense of Mindoro.
Oh yeah, the past 2 games for Quezon has been a real struggle. But a good thing that they recovered in that last game against Rizal. Talking about Mindoro, once you see a team struggle like a lion, just taking over and praying over, talagang nakita ni Tay Teodoro na pagkakataon kumuha ng panalo against the Quezon Huskers.
By the way, I'm not gonna just go past what Sydney mentioned, no? Yung mga kaibigan ni Coach JR Kawaling, sina Leo Abenido at si Rudy Linganay as Rabal Husseini just scored inside. Next year, meron po kasi tayong usapan na baka bumalik sa MPBL sina JR Kawaling at Jens Tudel. Baka pwede rin sumama sina Leo Abenido at Rudy Linganay kung
They're coming
kakayanin pa
back as
nila.
players?
Oo.
As players?
May usapan.
Okay.
Hindi pa confirmed.
Well, you look at the bodies of these to condition pa naman itong mga to. Well, the guys like Real Cervantes, Jens, Paul Sang are still playing. So obviously their age, kayang-kaya pa naman itong mga to.
Rabal Husseini just converted. Now James Sena checks in. It is 13-9 with 3.5 minutes remaining in the opening quarter. Full court, man-to-man for Manila. Dan Malyari checking JJ Caspe. Caspe looking for a teammate. He goes to JD De La Cruz, back to JJ. Now it's Kint Ariar. 10 on the shot clock. De La Cruz fouled.
And Dan Malyari has been very active on the defensive end. A lot of hand checks. But the referee said too much. And he called for a foul there.
Jimboy Pasturan will now check in. So, Manila goes smaller. Pasturan at the 2. Their point guard is Puroy Kantimbuhan.
Could be a little scarier if they go smaller because obviously they are going faster itong Manila. So expect a lot of running that will coming from Manila SB.
I haven't seen Greg Slaughter, by the way, as a foul is called on a white shirt. That's on Kantimbuhan. Pasok dito si Ira Batalier. Quite a mystery. Or maybe this is just some experimentation for Coach Gabby Severino with that deep bench after all.
Well, there's nothing wrong with whoever you're putting in. You have 3 choices. You have Raba, Sena, or Slaughter. All well experienced here in the Philippines in terms of Philippine basketball. So, kahit sino ipasok mo, malakas talaga eh.
Jimboy Pasturan now just scored. That guy was perfect. 4 out of 4 from the field in the previous game.
Continuing the hot streak, itong si Jimboy Pasturan. Mr. Quality minutes, 8 points. 8 minutes, but 11 points para dito kay Jimboy.
13-11. Kint Ariar trying to shake off Batalier. Ariar with a tough shot, but he made it.
He might not be the fastest, he might be playing big, but this guy can actually handle that basketball and put it on the floor. You saw that between the legs to a drive against Ira Batalier. Kint Ariar showing off his package here.
Mindoro still with the advantage. They've been very careful with it at the start of this matchup. This is Josh Toralba on his second appearance this season. First conversion.
You know, we already knew that Josh Toralba is a talent. But I don't know if it's just me, but is he shiftier coming back here in the MPBL? He's much faster, is moving pretty well. So mas nakakatakot pa itong si Josh Toralba.
He did tell me that he feels like he's at his peak right now. After all, he was an import in Korea for quite a while. Having spent some time with the PBA as well as JP De La Cruz was able to score. Jimboy Pasturan fires. Short. Rebound Caspe.
That's his first miss in 2 games. Itong si Jimboy Pasturan.
JJ. Leaning in. Caspe. No good. And that's a loose ball foul on him.
It's a good try by JJ Caspe going through the defense. Just a little too long on the throw there.
Jordan Rios will now check in. He had a crucial rebound in the fourth quarter versus the Quezon Huskers. That was actually his return game after missing out 2 games back in Pangasinan because he had to attend to his daughter.
But we do know how crucial ito si Jordan Rios is. One guy who can really extend the defense. You can switch up. He can actually play good defense even up against bigs. So very crucial that he is back here para dito sa Mindoro.
1 minute to go. Mindoro up by 3. Ariar swings it. That's a 3 for Lester Reyes. Short. Turalba slows down. He gives it up to Jimboy. Pasuran using the screen. They go to Batalier. Now to Cantimbuhan. 11 on the shot clock. Puroy bounces. Nice feed. Sorry, miss for Ira. Sa kabila, Jordan Rios. Ariar, that's a shot. Too strong. Rebound, Artaquino. This is Claude Camit. 6 on the shot clock. Camit escapes. That is a missed layup.
Could have been a highlight. That was a beautiful move coming from Camit.
10 seconds remaining. Puroy Cantimbuhan. The cross, the drive, lefty layup, 2 free throws.
Skilled scorer in Buroy Cantimpuan. We do know that this guy is shifty, quick, and explosive going for that hard drive.
We have an official's timeout. Our staff will be fixing the clock with only 1 second na natitira sa ating first quarter.
Ngayon pa, nasira ang ating orasan.
Mabilis lang naman maayos yan. By the way, after this game, we shall feature Caloocan versus Bataan. This also follows the victory of Iloilo versus Muntinlupa. Manila has a record of 15-5. They won their last 2 games. They've actually won 10 of their last 11 games. That lone loss was the game where Greg Slaughter did not play in Manila versus Davao. Sa kabila naman for Mindoro, they're at 6-15. But they have slayed a couple of giants already in the MPBL, including Quezon, Pasay, and Abra. They also defeated Iloilo at the earlier part of our campaign. This is Puroy Cantimbuhan, a mid-season addition for Manila, missing on his first free throw. For a couple of seasons, he was paired with Domart Matiliano, playing for Muntinlupa and Bacolod City.
One of the best scoring tandems we had in the league.
Cantimbuhan converts. Forward pass. Good chance for Camit and Rios, who fires and misses.
Good throw, good recognition, good shot, just would not go in. But still, Mindoro playing a terrific first quarter, getting an early lead, starting out strong. And here we see that they have a 2-point lead itong Mindoro.
It all started with those 2 3-pointers by the former UAAP MVP and Ken Bono. JB De La Cruz also added to the tally in terms of 3-point shooting for Mindoro. It's 3 threes out of 9 tries. On the other end for Manila, they are 1 out of 8 from downtown. Supposedly, as I said, they're supposed to be the number 3 team in the league in 3-point shooting percentage. As this first quarter score is brought to you by GameX, GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX. This fan of the game is brought to you by Jinky Skin, or shall I say, fans of the game. 3 very beautiful ladies who I assume are all partners of our Manila players. One of whom, I'm sure, is the wife of John Hamon, yung nasa kaliwa, si Ma'am Riza. The other 2, of course, we're very happy to have them inside the Caloocan Sports Complex. This is our second game for your MPBL Friday. Jimboy Pasuran will look to give us another great performance after being the best player of Manila at home. That was against Batangas City. Right now, they're down by 2. Jimboy Pastoran. Sorry, that was Cantimbuhan giving it up to Toralba.
See the first quarter field goals right here. Manila, 5 out of 18. Mindoro, 7 out of 20. But Josh Toralba saying, masyadong mababa ang ating field goals. I want to turn that around. Getting a hard 3 to start the second quarter.
He's 2 out of 2 from downtown so far on his MPBL return. His last game as Rios is able to convert with the layup. The last game of Josh Toralba was back in 2020. It was the last MPBL game before the pandemic. It was actually a game that featured a supposed game winner for him that did not count as it was apparently late. Nag-overtime sila. It was Manila versus Makati, but he was still playing for Makati in the second round of the North Division playoffs.
Very interesting last game para dito kay Josh Toralba, but you see the hunger in Josh wanting to prove back that, you know, I'm here to play again para dito sa Manila.
That was a nice fake, and he's fouled on his 3-point attempt. Coach Jens Nutel immediately going to our table for a challenge.
Even Art Aquino, pareha sila. Walang tumama, but Josh Toralba pretty sure that something hit him right there.
You can see the yellow light. Referees will check that previous sequence. After all, 3 free throws will be contested here, plus a foul on the record of Art Aquino.
A chance for Josh Toralba to extend his scoring here in the first half. Already has 6 points.
We'll take a short break.
Upon review, the challenge was successful. There is no foul.
It is a successful challenge for Mindoro. They will get possession because the arrow was pointing towards their basket. Okay, malinis po ang contest ni Art Aquino.
Let's watch that again. He was just late. Because the right hand seemed to have hit itong si Josh Toralba.
Good job by Josh to sell it as well. Okay, so we go back. Mindoro's way, it is 19 to 18. Art Aquino. Kent Ariar. Pass inside. Aquino will score.
Quick answer by Art Aquino, forcing a stop against Josh Toralba. On the other end, attacking strong, using his length on that inside attack.
It's 21 to 18. Manila only led by 1 point so far in this game. It's been almost all Mindoro. James Sena backing down against Lester Reyes. Sena unable to score.
So far, the post game has not been very effective para dito sa Manila. Raba has been trying, CBC has been trying, now Sena has been trying. But so far, Josh Toralba keeping this team alive.
2-point shooting is now 4 out of 12 for Manila, but 3-point shooting for Mindoro is 4 out of 11.
Everybody really chipping in para dito sa Mindoro. Everybody they've put in is contributing in some way, and they are playing terrific. Could be another chance to slay a giant here in this ball game.
Well, we have been building up a possible big three for Mindoro that includes Claude Camit. at that guard position alongside two other youngsters, JB De La Cruz and JJ Caspin. This man, after all, is capable of scoring 100 points in a game. This three-pointer is brought to you by Extreme One-Stop Shop Appliances
Scored 100 in a game.
in Baguio.
Props. I've
Yeah.
never heard of that story.
He's a legend there. But of course, it's different to do it here in the MPBL. The record is 50. James Sena, first free throw is no good. There's Ken Bono, who went off to have a great start in this game. 2 3-pointers to his name, already surpassing his point total versus Quezon.
Ano mo kung ako lang, pero parang kaibigan ni Ken Bono lahat ng player, no? Parang mayor ng bayan. he talks with everybody. He's just chatting with everybody. Parang nagipag-kamustahan if he gets an opportunity.
Well, it's one of the beauties of the MPBL.
Oh,
We're
yeah.
seeing generations of players. Nag-reunite sila, yung mga dati magkakampi, dati magkakalaban. At tandaan po natin na sa iba't ibang liga na ating naranasan, may 3x3 landscape pa kung saan nanggaling si Ken Bono. Marami pa siya naging kaibigan
Yes.
doon.
Somewhere, somehow, talaga nagpo-post ng landas itong mga player na to.
At sa labas pa niyan, yung mga panalay games na hindi pa natin na masyado na pag-uusapan.
No coverage on those games.
This is Claude Camit. Oh, he lost CBC. Just too strong on his shot. Rebound, Aluseni. Here's Janamon. The pull-up. In and out. (24-19). Camit. Screen by Ariar. Claude to Ken Bono, popping out. He fires. And he misses. Rebound to Mindoro. Ariar. They go to Camit. Claude feeds. And Ariar will miss.
The sorry miss. That was a good find by Claude Camit.
On the other end, bounce pass. That ends up with Hamon. Inside to Raba. Aluseni. That was swiped away by Bono. And Mindoro will get possession.
That was clean by Ken Bono. Waited for the perfect opportunity for him to swipe that ball away from Raba Al-Husseini. And he was able to, after that drop move by Raba.
Couple of substitutions here. Jetro Sombero is in the game alongside JJ Caspe. Sombero, by the way, is not 100%.
That's why he went in late.
Yeah, tsaka may tape yung tuhod niya. Meron siyang jumper's knee. Turnaround shot did not work for Jordan Rios. That's a foul on him.
Josh Dorado really can sell those fouls.
As much as you talked about Turalba being in great shape, that's a man who just obtained a lot of experience. His maturity has blossomed in the last couple of years. But now we turn you over to Sidney Crespo.
Coach Gabby Severino didn't have time to celebrate his birthday or their victory because of their packed schedule. But still, he described that birthday game as a quality, exciting match. He recognized Batangas as a highly systematic team at kailangan lang raw nilang makuha yung right moment to secure that victory. One player who particularly rose to the occasion was Jimboy Pasturan. According to Coach Gabby, Jimboy maximized the opportunity to make up for his 0 out of 5 performance against Marikina. Masaya siyang makita yung contribution ni Jimboy at nakabawas daw ito sa pressure nila nung fourth quarter. Now, he says their team is proud in knowing that any guy has the potential to be the best player. Mix, Juanito?
So mula sa walang shoot, walang mintes itong si Jimboy Pasturan. Pero ngayon nag-normalize na. Meron na siyang shoot, meron na siyang
Right in the
mintes.
middle. Itong si Jimboy Pastoran. But, he's very comfortable. Coach Gabby Severino was part of that Vinil coaching staff. So, he does know the system very comfortably. Of course, he played alongside a lot of MPBL guys as well. So, si JC Pulyar, Will Gozum. So, very, very comfortable in the system, Coach Gabby.
This is Carl Brian Cruz stepping back. Elbow shot. No good. Rebound Sombero. Mindoro is on the move. JB De La Cruz. Hand off to Tay. Three-pointer. Short. Zags serving, attacking, and feeding. Jan Hamon. Corner three. Short. Recovery for Al-Husseini. And that's 2 easy points for Raba.
Actually, good shot attempt para dito sa Manila. Wide open, in system. Hindi lang pumapasok para dito sa Manila, but you know, they continue to stick with their system. Eventually, something is gonna happen para dito sa Manila.
They have out-rebounded Mindoro by 3 in this game so far, even though their shooting percentage is down to 25%. JJ Caspe, 3 on the shot clock. Pepe, his best look so far. Still off to the left. Recovery for Mindoro. JB De La Cruz. Couple of dribbles, the pull-up, and the make.
The 50-50 balls are going the side of Mindoro. Those loose balls are actually going the side of the blue. Kaya ang dami nilang pagkakataon na makatira itong Mindoro.
Still is a 5-point advantage for the Tamaraws. 4 minutes before halftime. Al-Husseini trying to shake off Ken Bono. Raba, one-hander, nope. No putback for CBC. And now it's Bono with the forward pass to Sombero. De La Cruz losing the screen. JB, leaner. Yes!
JB De La Cruz has been red hot here in the ball game. He's one of the top scorers with 9 points here in the game para sa Mindoro.
He actually leads all scorers as of this moment off of those back-to-back buckets. We have to remember JB De La Cruz is already a finals MVP, having played for Coach J.R. Kawaling and Coach Jens Lutel in another league, of course representing Pola City in Mindoro. There's that leaner by JB, and ultimately it's now a 7-point advantage for Mindoro. JJ Caspe versus Quezon had 13 points, 7 rebounds, 2 dimes, and 3 steals. Still a good performance following his triple-double.
You know, this guy can do a lot of things para dito sa Mindoro. You need him offensively, defensively, he gives effort. This guy will just produce and put in a lot of effort for this Mindoro squad. And so far, that is the same way here in this ball game. 2 points, 4 rebounds, and 2 assists para dito kay JJ Caspe.
Right now, they have the advantage 28-21 with 3.5 minutes remaining in the second. By the way, we still haven't seen Greg Slaughter in this game. Paulo Habilona is able to convert.
That's the depth nitong Manila. Pau Habilona started a lot of games para sa Manila to start the season. But here in this ball game, he is the 3rd guard to enter with still 3 minutes left in the second quarter.
Habilona, by the way, belongs to our 1,000 points club in the MPBL. He previously played for Mindoro, or check that, Bacolod and Negros as Ken Bono misfired. Here's Pau Pau. A 3-pointer. Off to the right with box out by Tudoro. Back with JB. De La Cruz. Nice feed onto Caspe, who was fouled.
Mini dribble drive motion para dito sa Mindoro, finding someone wide open on middle. Late help, that will end in a foul for CBC.
It's great to see the chemistry between JB De La Cruz and JJ Caspe because, and this is one of the favorite stories of mine about the Tamaraws. Sina Coach Jens and Coach J.R. Kawaling, as this free throw is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas. Dalawa pong team ang kino-coach nila. Yung Pola team at itong Mindoro team. At some point, hindi pwedeng magsabay yung mga players sa dalawang koponan.
Yes, that's right.
So, may mga tumapos muna sa Pola team that included JB De La Cruz, while JJ Caspe was already in this Mindoro squad. But their practices were actually next to each other. Kaya nakikita naman sila sa court. And they would have team buildings by the beach. Of course, sponsored by Dem Mayora, Ina Alegre. At magkakaroon daw sila ng mga parlor games doon. Yung mga nilalaro sa mga Christmas party, sa mga New Year party, ginagawa nila yun.
That's why, you know, Javi and I covered in Mindoro. Makita mo na talagang enjoy lang itong mga Mindoro players with each other. There is no pressure. They're just enjoying the moment whenever they're with each other. And you can see it on the court. You see the comfort. You see how chill they are. They're just playing terrific basketball. Not much pressure being played by Mindoro.
By the way, it's 10 assists already as a testament to their chemistry in this game compared to the 8 of Manila. It is 32-25. Carl Brian Cruz could not respond to Tay-Tay's 3. That almost went out of bounds. John Hamon is now fouled.
One thing you can be sure of, John Hamon will always put effort whenever he is inside the court. And John Hamon once again putting his heart out to get an extra 2 points para sa Manila.
This was a three-pointer by Tay-Tay Teodoro, his first in this game. He's up to 5 points already. Tay-Tay shooting is 2 out of 6, 1 out of 5 from downtown. The rejuvenated guy, John Hamon, misses his first free throw, although we can really see it in his body language, his happiness playing for Manila.
Oh yeah, he is always 100% whenever he is inside the court. And mararamdaman mo yung kasiyahan niya to be able to play for Manila. But this guy is instant buckets for Manila, averaging 5 points and 2 rebounds a ball game alongside 79%. One guy that they really need to step up here in this ball game.
The prime of John Hamon was actually featured back in Season 2 when he was playing for the Pasay Voyagers, having teamed up with Ivan Ludovice and Bobby Balucanag. But obviously, things have changed. Nice high-low. How about that feed by Bono onto Jetro Sombero?
Old school basketball, yet still as effective. That blind side screen by Sombero eventually getting him open.
Paulo feeding on to Raba Alusaini. What's the call? It's a charge.
That's a good call. That's a good call. Sombero just stood his ground, getting his space there. Raba obviously pushing towards that call.
And Raba Alusaini did ask for a challenge. So Coach Gabby signaled for that yellow light.
Mindoro is slowing down the ball game. Pretty much the story, same as the first game. And Tinlupa slowing it down. And now Mindoro slowing down, going their side here.
Upon review, the challenge was successful. There is no foul. Ball possession stays with Manila.
So it's 2 successful challenges in this game already. Let's see the previous sequence.
I want to see that again. Kasi obviously, he went for a push, putting down his shoulder. That's just too little. From our angle, it looked like a push galing dito kay Raba Alusaini. But if the referee says that wala siyang offensive foul, then that is the right call to make.
Apparently it was not enough. Now Raba did ask for continuation. Kasi nakashoot siya eh.
Yes, that's right.
But it won't be given to him. We shall continue at napaganda pa.
Yun, may continuation. CBC automatically seeing that there is a speed advantage against Kit Arayar going through the middle right there.
Carl Brian Cruz. I had a conversation before this game with him about his minutes. Kasi nung wala pa si Greg Slaughter, 26 minutes played siya. Ngayon, 18 na lang. But he did tell me na walang problema sa kanya yun. After all, load management is a thing here in the MPBL.
Yes, he's not getting any younger itong si CBC. Probably in his early to mid-30s. So, if he can get enough rest and then enter the postseason fresh, that's gonna be very huge para sa Manila.
Back with Mindoro, JB De La Cruz able to score.
Oh, I'm liking JB De La Cruz here in the ballgame. He is all the way up to 12 points, carrying Mindoro, scoring 1/3 of the total points of the Mindoro team.
It is 37-28, 40 seconds before halftime. Zags for 3. There's the answer.
Specialty of the house para dito kay Tonino Gonzaga. This guy is a known shooter from Ateneo all the way here to the MPBL. Good spot up, good setup by his teammate.
Zags has scored in double figures in 5 of the last 6 games of Manila. That's after being scoreless in his first 2 games in the MPBL. Some good momentum for him. But they're still down by 6. Ariar gives it back to JB. Ariar has 2 seconds. Skid fires, no foul. That's a steal for Dan Malyari. And here's Zags, 5 seconds. Oh, a miscue.
You see the disappointment, you see the frustration in Zags and Pau. Zags knew what to do, but Pau wanted a handoff. So nagkaroon ng miscommunication on that last play. At pagkakataon pa para kay Coach Jens and Coach JR to set up one good last play. 2.4 seconds is enough time for them to get a good shot up.
Remember, in the first game today, we already saw something like this. Was it Coach Mixon?
Yes, that's right.
Coach Mixon called the timeout with a second to go, and they were still able to score. We'll take a break. We have to remind everybody that tomorrow the MPBL will go back to Palayan City, Nueva Ecija for Sarangani versus Davao, a rematch of the Season 4 South Division Finals, Batangas versus Zamboanga, and then the homecoming of Coach Gerson Cabiltes, the champion coach in Season 4 for Nueva Ecija. He will be taking on Coach Don Dulay and the rest of the Rice Vanguards tomorrow. It is Pangasinan versus Nueva Ecija. 2.4 seconds remaining before halftime. Mindoro has possession against Manila. JJ Caspe. He gives it up to De La Cruz. Turnaround half-court heave. No good.
Not the play they wanted. They wanted to set up Ken Bono to go through the middle. Siguro may handoff or another action. But still, they'll be happy to go to the halftime break with a 6-point lead against one of the heavy teams here in the North Division. Dito sa Manila.
They actually led by as many as 11 points. There's their leader, JB De La Cruz, 12 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists. In that finals series where he was the MVP, he actually averaged a double-double.
You know, this guy can do a lot of things para dito sa Mindoro, and so far he is carrying the load of the scoring para dito sa Tamaraw.
This halftime score is brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending GameX.
Welcome back to the MPBL. Nandito tayo ngayon sa Caloocan Sports Complex para sa ating second game between Manila and Mindoro. My name is Sunny Crespo. Kasama ko si Mayor Jennifer Ina Alegre Cruz of Pola Mindoro. Siyempre, team owner also of Mindoro Tamaraos. Mayor, ang dami pong kwento ng ating mga players kung gaano sila kasaya o anong ginawa nila after their big win against the Quezon Huskers. Pero gusto ko pong marinig ang storya ninyo kung ano pong naging reaction nyo sa panalong yan.
Grabe, sobrang masayang-masaya. Kung masaya yung players natin, ako yata yung pinakamasaya that time kasi galing kami sa maraming talo. Then after that, tinalo namin. Walang nag-expect talaga sa amin na matatalo namin ang Quezon. Sobrang unexpected talaga. Pero sabi nga nila, bilog ang bola. Kaya kailangan, hindi natin alam kung ano mangyayari that game. Si coach, even si coach, sabi niya, nanalo tayo. So, parang sobrang lahat nagdiwang talaga. And goosebump talaga.
Mayor, ngayon po, lamang ulit ang inyong Mindoro Tamaraos against sa Manila. How are you enjoying this game so far?
Kinakabahan pa rin ako until now. Hanggat hindi natatapos, hindi natin alam pagdating sa dulo kung ano mangyayari. Sana manalo kami at sana mapasok kami sa playoffs. Yan talaga yung pinupush namin and sa mga players, sobrang trabaho nila, nakikita ko talaga. So, thankful ako sa mga players and kay coach. Sobrang galing ni coach, yung mga coaches natin.
Mayor, may mga babatiin po ba kayo o pasasalamatan?
Yeah, sa mga taga Mindoro, salamat sa support. Siyempre, sa lahat ng sponsors natin, maraming salamat po. Sa lahat ng mga nagsusupport sa MPBL, panoorin nyo palagi ang MPBL and siyempre, support po sa Mindoro Tamaraos po. Thank you so much.
Alright, thank you so much din po, Mayor, sa pagbisita sa amin dito sa Caloocan Sports Complex. Mga kaligo, wag po kayo alis. Babalik ang MPBL.
Our halftime numbers 37-31. Mindoro leading by 6 points entering the third quarter. What a half being played by Mindoro. Everybody chipping in. Started by Ken Bono and Caspe. Eventually, everybody really helping out. We look at the numbers right here. Field goal percentage going to the side of Mindoro, 40%. But one thing that they've been doing right is scoring from the outside and scoring from the inside. 14 inside points, 6 out of 18 from 3. And of course, the slow game going the side of Mindoro. Only 2 fast break points for both of these teams. Let's remember, in their last game, Manila scored 20 fast break points. Pero dito, dalawa pa lang ang kanilang na-shoot.
Mindoro is trying to be a giant slayer once again in the 6th season of the MPBL. As for Manila, they're actually coming off of a big-time victory versus Batangas. But then again, in terms of sense of urgency, it has to be alarmed. Once more as we begin the second half, Greg Slaughter is on the floor.
Finally, they need that adjustment. Greg Slaughter is 10-0 here in the MPBL as an individual. So, no more time para hintayin pa siya.
Look at him seal against Ken Bono as that was a three-pointer by Dan Malyari.
You see the respect they have for Greg Slaughter. Everybody helping out sa loob. Eventually, someone is gonna get open and it's Dan Malyari on the left corner.
It's going to be a longer second half for Ken Bono, who had 6 points in the first 2 frames. The leading scorer is JB De La Cruz. JJ Caspe is now blocked by Slaughter, but the recovery belonged to Mindoro. There's one guy ahead. Enzo Navarro, forward. CBC, Slaughter, mismatch, and that is...
Could be a charge.
Yes, a charge. It was an elbow to the face of Jethro Sombero.
There was no intent to hurt, but that is just how tall itong si Greg Slaughter. Wala na talagang magagawa eh. Watch that again. On the seal. Sombero is just standing up. He was not asking for the elbow.
Normally, this happens with a normal big man to a normal small
Yes.
guy. But this is a bigger man to a big man here in the MPBL. Slaughter still trying to explain himself, by the way, to our referee.
Sombero 6'4", but Slaughter is 7 flat.
Yes. So we go back Mindoro's way. Ken Bono onto JB De La Cruz who fires. And he scores.
It's not done. So si JB De La Cruz already with 15 points here in the ball game. Walang cool down ng halftime. JB De La Cruz automatically getting a shot up.
He actually joins the Archers Club in the MPBL with that signature bow and arrow celebration alongside the Inigo brothers and Paul Sanga. I don't know why. Better ask him the next time you get the opportunity.
Paano nakuha niya yan sa Inigo Brothers?
Pwede. Pero kasi galing siyang UC eh. You know what? We should ask the Tamaraws as well why they
Yes.
do it. Because they're not from Lasal. But now this is Ken Bono onto JJ Caspe. 1-2. And he's fouled.
The aggressiveness continues para dito sa Mindoro. They continue to attack each and every time. And every time Manila tries to clog down on the lane, someone is bound to get open from the outside. And they've also been making a lot of threes.
JJ Caspe with 2 gimmies. He has 3 points so far. Go alongside is 4 rebounds and 2 dimes. So now we turn you over to Sidney Crespo.
I don't want to lose a game like this. Coach Gabby said this inside their locker room at the half, talking about the lack of effort at parang mababaliwala raw yung big win nila against Batangas. Coach Gabby reiterated more on aggressiveness and effort sa defense, especially sa presence daw ni Ken Bono. He wants them to fight for the ball, lalo na sa offensive rebounding. Migs Juanito.
Let's see if the effort, the sense of urgency will be drastically increased in these last 2 quarters as Greg Slaughter has totally made an impact already, barging his way through against Ken Bono.
One adjustment they've been having is that they are putting down the ball on their best possible talent in Greg Slaughter right here. Look at the numbers, 16.7 points a game, 11 rebounds, a very efficient 82% on the free throw line. And as we see it, that's my first of the season.
Really?
Usually it's the anchor. I'm sorry, Greg, if you're gonna watch this.
But I'm going to add to that stat line of Greg Slaughter. He shoots the ball at a 66% clip from the field. He's that efficient, that dominant in the MPBL. But personally, and I'll say it once again, I'm just really looking forward to that matchup between Greg Slaughter and Balti
Oh yes,
Baltazar.
and I think it's August 29, if I'm not mistaken. I think that's gonna be on August 29. But a very
Lapit
hard
na yun.
to 20 days
Yeah.
from now, and I am very excited for that as well.
De La Cruz gives it up to Bono. Ken, couple of dribbles, the pull-up, and no bounce for him. Here's Enzo Navarro. Giving it up to CBC. Carl Brian Cruz left wide open. Short. Rebound Zags.
Sometimes you're just too open. Medyo nag-hesitate si CBC on that shot, but lucky for Manila, the ball will return.
Carl Brian Cruz is 0 out of 6 from downtown, by the way. Off of the tap, it's recovered by Taytay Teodoro. They're up by 6. Almost 3 minutes gone by in the third. Taytay on to Ken Bono. They go to JB De La Cruz. He saw an opening. Kick out. Casper from the corner. Too strong, and there's a
Push.
loose ball foul. An easy call for the referee.
Props to the bigs of Mindoro. Even on the offensive rebounding, they go to a good spot for them to be able to get an offensive rebound or to fish for an offensive foul.
Baseline inbound for Taytay Teodoro. We have 14 on the shot clock. Sombero back to Taytay all alone. Yes!
Good recognition by Jetro Sombero. Nakita rin ni Taytay Teodoro that there was no one defending him, going automatically to that right corner.
That's the second three-pointer of Taytay, who then fouled Zags on the other end.
Let's watch that again. Taytay sees, oops, wala akong bantay. And just too close, too open, too good for Taytay Teodoro.
Teodoro is coming off of his 21-point performance, a season high versus Quezon. He already has 8 in this game, which is around his average in the games that Mindoro has tended to lose. He averages 13 in their wins. That's a three-pointer for Enzo Navarro.
One guy that needs to step up here in this ball game, Enzo Navarro. As you were saying, Mix, he is playing a terrific last few games para dito sa Manila, but so far he's been cold here in the ball game.
5 points. That was the first 3 of Enzo out of 4 tries. He has 3 rebounds and 3 assists. The lead is 6. JB De La Cruz working with Ken Bono. JB still at it. He flies and he scores!
Wow! To have the guts and the confidence to do it against the 7-footer in Greg Slaughter, only JB De La Cruz has that skill.
I don't know if everybody already knows about it, but JB De La Cruz actually played in the PBA.
Oh, really?
He had a short stint in the PBA, yung parang on-tour na tournament, yung mabilis lang.
Who did he play for?
San Miguel.
Okay, so he has proven that he has the talent to compete with top talent.
Jetro Sombero, a three-pointer. Straight away, off to the right. Rebound to CBC. That was rebound number 6 for Carl Brian Cruz. Trail job for Greg. That's good.
One of the few times that Manila was able to run and get a fast break bucket on that last play, but so far the slow game of Mindoro has been working here in this ball game.
We've only seen a total of 6 fast break points in this game. 4 for Manila and 2 for Mindoro. After all, Mindoro is dead last in the league in fast break scoring at 9 per game as JJ Caspe just scored.
Everything working on the side of Mindoro right here. Their drives, their outside shooting, their half-court setups. Mindoro playing terrific basketball, but Dan Malyari wants to have a win here. Good 3 coming from Dan.
There was a miscue between Sombero and JB De La Cruz as to who should have gotten Malyari as his man. Over halfway done in the third. De La Cruz is doubled. Cross court they go. Nice cut by Caspe. JJ was met by CBC. It's Ken Bono. Mismatch inside. 3-second violation.
They could not find itong si Jetro Sombero with an undersized Enzo Navarro. Good defense by Navarro, standing his ground against a much taller Jetro Sombero.
Taytay Teodoro now sits down. Artaquino is in the game. So they go taller. Aquino will try to cover Josh Toralba. Greg Slaughter matched up against Ken Bono. Cross court. Now it's Carl Brian Cruz on to Renzo Navarro. 10 on the shot clock. 2-man game. Navarro will fire. And that usually happens when you go under the screen.
This guy's a streak shooter. When Navarro gets going, tuloy-tuloy na. para dito kay Enzo Navarro, and that's 2 straight threes and a total of 8 points for Enzo.
He has averaged 12 points per game in the last 7 outings of Manila. Basically, that is the change in the game of Enzo Navarro because his assists have always been consistent at 8 per game. That's number 1 in the entire MPBL.
He's always been a pass-first guard, itong si Enzo Navarro. I've watched him. The first time I watched him was when he was playing for our national team in high school. And I saw that this guy was a real talent, a really good passer. But something he really worked on is how he can get buckets. And kitang-kita naman natin that Enzo Navarro can do both. Either he's scoring or passing. He is elite at that level.
It's a 2-point game, 48-46. JB using the screen. He's covered by Malyari. De La Cruz met by Slaughter. Pass on to the left. Ariar, handoff. De La Cruz all over. Back to Kint. He has the fire. No good. And Katimbuhan will run. 3-on-3 action. Toralba driving and feeding. Puroy will wait for his teammates.
Need to rush para dito sa Manila.
They go back to Josh. With 2 threes to his name. They go to Greg. Slaughter to CBC. 6 seconds. Toralba. Bounce pass. Slaughter. No good. Rebound Bono.
It's so hard to push Ken Bono. That's a good adjustment on the defensive end para dito sa Mindoro because Greg Slaughter is having a hard time pushing out Ken Bono.
Back with Mindoro. Oh, an ankle breaker. JB De La Cruz.
Oh, just could not finish that highlight.
Offensive rebound. Kint Ariar. Ken Bono. A good look. Short. How about Ariar working very hard? It's Claude Gamit. Feet inside. Oh, it's a walk.
He got too excited. Nakita niya na may bukas. Sumobra lang yung kanyang tapak. That could have been an easy 2. Everybody's just smiling because they know that that could have been one of the easiest passes and 2-pointers they could get this quarter.
Ralba Luceni now returns. And this is a rare sight to see. Al-Husseini and Greg Slaughter on the floor together.
Twin towers, twin eagles here inside the court. Different generations, yet both proven champions of Ateneo.
Al-Husseini giving it up to Jimboy Pastoran. Jimboy, that is a turnover, but it's stolen back. Slaughter, basket and 1.
Too long, too strong. Greg Slaughter making the biggest difference here in this ball game. See here, Jimboy Pastoran, almost a turnover, but that 50-50 ball will go up, and of course, who will win? The tall guys getting that basketball, going aggressive is Greg Slaughter here in this quarter. 5 points already para dito kay Greg Zilla.
Here's the bonus. Greg Slaughter will miss. He's 1 out of 3 from the line. 48 all is the tally. Manila led by only 19 seconds in the first half. That's 2 easy points for Lester Reyes.
Lester Reyes quick to see that he was wide open running his lane, and that's a good recognition and find coming from his teammate.
High-low, it's intercepted. Here comes the Tamaraws, 3-on-3. Claude Gamit attacks. Gamit hung in the air. A sorry miss, and here's the counter. Greg Zilla, he has Rabo with him. Slaughter almost intercepted. Toralba will shoot. That's short. Offensive rebound. Slaughter just towering over everybody. Katimbuhan drives. It's Pastoran who fires, and he scores.
Good find by Katimbuhan. This guy is one of the most slippery guys we have here in the league because of how slick he moves. And he can score and also find his teammates, Jimboy Pastoran. Seeing that the corner was open, good find, good shot coming from Manila.
That was the 8th three-pointer of Manila in this game, matching the output of Mindoro. This is only the second lead in this matchup for Manila. Gamit attacking and feeding. Reyes is blocked by Toralba. And here come the white shirts. Pastoran on the move. Pastoran is fouled.
It's a good decision by Claude Gamit. Once Manila gets going, this is a team that just pounds on their rhythm. And sometimes, no, actually a lot of times, tuloy-tuloy na to para sa Manila. Their third quarter is a time where they really get off and try to get a big lead against their opponents. So Good decision by Art Aquino to try and slow down the rhythm of Manila right here.
Manila has outscored Mindoro by 7 in this frame. It could have been 10 already with that missed three-pointer. Here's Kit Ariar against James Sena, who replaced Greg Slaughter. Claude Camit. 12 on the shot clock. Ariar, he fires. Off to the right. Ooh, was that off of Josh? Apparently it was.
The last 4 3-point shots para dito sa Mindoro have not been going in. They're actually good shots, wide open, but the length of Manila enough to bother the shots of Mindoro.
Baseline inbound. Pass up top. Toralba still could not believe that Mindoro has possession. Kamit, nice fake on the feed, and that's a foul by Josh.
Claude Camit has been playing with the defense, making them look like cones here. Claude Camit, as you were saying, Migs, he has scored 100 points in Baguio, if I'm not mistaken. So we do know that this guy is a gifted scorer.
2 free throws for Claude. The first one is good. Now we have a tied ball game at 51.
Still a chance for Mindoro to get the lead entering the fourth quarter.
1 out of 2 for Claude. 30 seconds. Puroy Kontimbuhan calls for horns. Puroy still has it. 12 on the shot clock. They go right. And there's a lot of action in the interior. Aluseni and Lester Reyes still at it. Somebody has to let go. There were a lot of signals for technical fouls, by the way.
I'm sure one for Reyes, one for Raba, but I think the referees added a few more. So we have to know sino yung iba dun sa mga pito na yon.
Or somebody might be ejected. It was a long entanglement after all.
Lester Reyes really don't want itong si Raba Aluseni to get into the lane. There was the whistle, but no one wanted to let go. Oh, I think that's going to be a double tech on Lester Reyes.
Let's see. Tagal-tagal nga naman. Even Kit Ariar went into the frame. Although, no one escalated it from the others.
Oh, yes. Buti na lang.
Buti na lang. Okay, let's listen in.
On review, foul on number 6, Lester Reyes, penalty is third. It is a double technical foul between number 21, Rabbi Aluseni, his first foul, and number 6, Lester Reyes, his fourth foul, both for unsportsmanlike behavior.
Okay, so just a double tech and a personal to Lester Reyes, but Reyes already has 4.
Yes. Could have been a good rest para dito kay Ken Bono to enter the fourth quarter fresh. But that will hurt because that will give Lester Reyes 4 fouls entering the fourth frame. So mapipilitan si Ken Bono to return here in the third quarter and give a lot more minutes to Kit Ariar.
Dan Malyari also will return. He joins James Sena, Zax Gonzaga, Raba Aluseni, and Josh Toralba in these last 17 seconds. For Mindoro, it's Ken Bono with Claude Camit, Art Aquino, Kit Ariar, and Jordan Rios. Aluseni has 5 points and 4 rebounds so far in this game. That's his second free throw of the night. He's 1 out of 2. Raba actually is number 3 in the league among volume free throw shooters at 83% free throw efficiency.
So far, free throws has not been a good thing para dito sa Manila here in this ball game. They're only 8 out of 15, a little bit above 50%, but that is not a number you want, especially in a tight game like this.
13 seconds. Mindoro down by 1. Claude Camit against Zags Gonzaga. Down to 5 seconds. Camit attacks and feeds. Rios for 3. Off to the left. Rebound Gonzaga. And that's going to do it for our first 30 minutes of play. Mindoro at halftime led by 6 But now it's Manila with the advantage after outscoring Mindoro 21-14 in the third frame.
Gotta give credit to the coaching staff of Manila for adjusting in that halftime huddle. They were able to score more, they were able to run, and of course the addition of Greg Slaughter was enough for them to be able to get the lead back here in the third quarter.
These highlights of the game are brought to you by Simplus, the official hydration partner of the MPBL. Elevate your hydration.
Navarro, Cruz, Torralba, these are the top guys doing the scoring load para dito sa Manila, but all the other guys are helping out as well. We saw Raba Alosani, we saw Greg Slaughter, all important names entering the fourth quarter.
This third quarter score is brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX. This fan of the game is brought to you by Jinky Skin. Beautiful at the sideline, here inside the Caloocan Sports Complex. After this, we shall feature Caloocan Batang Kankalu defending their home court against the Bataan Risers. Earlier today, Iloilo outlasted Muntinlupa in that thriller of a ball game as they try to close into that number 8 seed in the South Division. The fourth quarter begins between Manila and Mindoro.
See the numbers right here. First two quarters controlled by Mindoro, but in that third frame, Manila outscoring them by 7 points to get the lead back. But to start the fourth quarter, Ken Bono right away making that three.
So that's 9 points in this game for Ken Bono. All off of 3-pointers to go alongside his 2 boards and 4 dimes. Mindoro back with the advantage. Kantimbuhan missing, and there's a loose ball foul.
Every time Greg Slaughter is not inside the court, obviously Manila is struggling. The pure impact of the 7-footer is really huge para dito sa Manila.
Slaughter does have the best plus-minus among all players in this game. +7 for him. Aluseni gives it up to Pastoran. 10 on the shot clock. Jimboy fires. High looper, short. Rebound, Rios.
Good chance para dito sa Mindoro to be able to extend this lead. Of course, they are gonna execute, try and melt down the clock here.
Kamit goes to Ariar, back to Claude. It's Ken Bono. Up top. 7 on the shot clock. Bono, he fires. Short. On the other end, Kantimbuhan was definitely pushed by Kamit.
It's a good run by Manila right there. James Sena getting the ball right away. They knew that they had numbers 4 versus 2. Kantimpuan taking it strong, fishing for a foul against Claude Kamit.
Now we have 2 players checking in. JJ Caspe returns, and welcome back to the MPBL, Brian Mecca. It's been a while. This guy has been around the league, by the way. The last I remember, he played for Val City.
Also played for Rizal for quite some time.
This free throw is brought to you by Extreme Appliances, ang subok at kompletong appliance brand ng Pilipinas.
First one will be a miss para dito kay John Kantimpuan. I'm sure after this game, they are gonna be doing a lot of free throws. They are only 9 out of 17. It's already 8 missed free throws. They could have had the lead here in this ball game.
It's 54-53. Mindoro with the lead and with possession. Mecca. On to Rios, they bounce it to Caspe. 10 on the shot clock. Ariar back to JJ, almost a turnover. He fires. Caspe scores.
JJ Caspe in this ball game. He has 9 points and nothing more huge than that last 3.
That was 3-pointer number 10 for Mindoro out of 30 tries. Pastoran answers back.
It's a good find coming from Kantimpuan. I like this duo of Kantimpuan and Jimboy Pastoran. They're very interchangeable. You don't know who's gonna play the one. So because of that versatility, it's very hard to read the offense of Manila.
It's one of the things that Pastoran has had to embrace with this lineup of Manila because of their depth. You can even add Enzo Navarro and Paulo Habilona into the mix. As Kit Ariar turns around and feeds, Rios fires. No good. Battle for the loose ball. It ends up with Mindoro. Caspe again. Too strong. How about the effort by Rios?
I've always loved the effort of Jordan Rios. This guy never stops playing. A modern day 3-and-D guy, but when needed to get rebounds and also put the ball down on the floor, meron ding talento itong si Jordan Rios. So really a role player you need in every team, but he deserves a good rest right here coming to the bench.
Rios is number 8 in the league in offensive rebounding at 3.5, and he's doing it as a guard forward. Kantimbuhan attacking, lefty layup.
One thing I love about Buroy Kantimpuan, those last two steps are so long. Ala Richie Rivero, ala Manu Ginobili, he also has that long semi-Pinoy step into his finish.
4 points now with 4 dimes in this game for Kantimbuhan. 3 minutes gone by in the fourth. 58-57. Tay short. He gets it back to Doro. Now it's Bono. They go to Kit. Ariar escapes. Ariar will score.
Very simple basketball. Shot fake pass. Shot fake pass. Eventually, someone will get open.
That was assist number 19 for Mindoro against the 18 of Manila. Kantimbuhan continuing to attack. Tough kick out. It's a steal for Bono. Forward. No counter steal. Caspe on the move. The spinaroo and the miss. Takbo sa kabila. Toralba. Bounce pass. Aluseni. No foul. Oh, there it is. A late call, but Raba will gladly take it.
Raba continuing to run his lane here. It's a good find by Josh Toralba.
We have our play of the game brought to you by Suzuki. Kantimbuhan. That beautiful 1-2 step. Able to score with his offhand. That's why the past couple of seasons, you would see him at the top part of the scorers list in his squads, whether it was Bacolod or Muntinlupa. Aluseni able to convert on his first gimme. Free throw shooting now at 10 out of 18 for Manila. I wonder... Okay, hindi na pala. Kasi si Greg Slaughter magsasub in na. There's the answer.
You were gonna wonder how long Greg Slaughter was gonna sit down.
Yeah. So, one more possession for Greg Slaughter.
They're gonna try to extend his rest a little bit more after Raba making those last 2 free throws. Raba Aluseni in this ball game. 6 points and 6 rebounds.
He's matched up against this man, Ken Bono. Hook shot, short. Rebound to CBC. It's been a tight game after all. It's Aluseni turning around and scoring. This is the biggest lead in the game for Manila.
Too long, too strong. He got a good position off that seal. He was able to push out itong si Ken Bono, and that is a scorer's angle. That's a good find also coming from his teammate.
And with that, Greg Slaughter goes back to Manila's bench. Raba can stay. Tay in and out. (62-59). Enzo Navarro working with CBC. Navarro left open. A three-pointer. Too strong.
Only a 1-possession ball game para dito sa Manila. So they have to continue to make stops because Mindoro is very aggressive each and every time down the floor.
There's a foul called on that move by Sombero. Navarro admits to it.
Watch this again. Look at that possession by Raba Al-Husseini. Quick seal, quick basket. Alam na ni Ken Bono that he was outsmarted by Raba Al-Husseini in that possession.
We have a timeout. Halfway done in the fourth quarter. It is 62-59 in favor of Manila. Presenting our Suzuki muscular and sporty fans of the game, just like the Avenus, do more and achieve more with a muscular and sporty scooter from Suzuki. The Avenus, oras na para magmotor. At oras na rin para ako'y magpasalamat sa inyo. Sa inyong panonood ng Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League. Ito po si Mix Gomez kasama si Juanito Gregorio at si Sidney Crespo po ang ating courtside reporter. We are inside the Caloocan Sports Complex. Mindoro has possession. Tay. Nice fake. Mindoro leans in. That's good.
What a beautiful play from Mindoro. You see the happiness in Coach Jens and Coach JR Kawaling because that was executed to perfection in that last play.
10 points now for Tay Teodoro in this game. 62-61. Greg Slaughter is back. Navarro going to CBC. Screen by Greg. They go to Josh Toralba. 2 points short.
Still didn't get that balance off that pass.
This is JB De La Cruz, the top performer of Mindoro. A missed layup. He was definitely bothered by Greg Zilla. Carl Brian Cruz, he has to put the shoe on properly.
Natanggal.
It's not completely in yet, but it still is 2 points for Jimboy Pastoran.
Oh, Jimboy Pastoran has been quality para dito sa Manila. Coming off the bench, he doesn't get a lot of minutes, but he produces a lot when he is inside the court.
That's 10 points in 14 minutes of play for Jimboy Pastoran. Ken Bono fires. That's good.
They're not done. They're not done. Ken Bonham has missed the last 3. But whenever he's open, he's going to take it, he's going to make it.
That's 12 points off of 4 3-pointers for Ken Bono. We have a deadlock at 64. Pastoran leans in. Short. Rebound. Greg Zilla. Slaughter. Basket and 1.
Just little you can do when Greg Slaughter is that deep in the offense. At 7 foot, Greg Slaughter just too long, too strong. Let's watch that again. Jimboy with the miss on the floater. 4 blue shirts, no problem, says Greg Slaughter.
That's 7 points and 2 rebounds in this game for Greg Slaughter, who again hasn't lost a single MPBL game in his career. He's 10-0 so far.
Still very far from his number, 16 and 11 every ball game. But Greg Slaughter did not play the entirety of the first half. Only entered the game the third quarter. So if you're gonna think about it, 8 points and 3 rebounds in 2 quarters of play, very quality para dito kay Greg.
He has played 11 minutes in this game so far. De La Cruz attacks. No good. Navarro with an open lane. There's the pass. Toralba for 3. Bombs away.
You have to credit Enzo Navarro for that play. He got the rebound. He saw that the blue shirts were jogging back, went for a sprint, and as a point guard, Enzo Navarro finds someone wide open, and that guy will be named Josh Toralba. Watch that again. Cannot jog against Manila because someone is about to get open with that lane.
This fast break of the game is brought to you by Sports Max, powered by PlayMax, the official online entertainment partner of the MPBL. Win to the max. Kaya naman ay napadali palalo ang buhay ni Enzo Navarro with a known shooter just waiting by the corner in Josh Toralba. 70-64. Back inside the Caloocan Sports Complex, Greg Zilla versus Batangas City had 13 points and 11 rebounds. But obviously, he played longer in that game. That was a total of 31 minutes of play for him.
He tried out a lot of mixtures here in the first half, but in the end, you would be needing your best guy here inside the court. That is Greg Zilla, 8 points and 3 rebounds in only 10 minutes of play para dito kay Greg Slaughter, but that is quality 10 minutes because they have a 6-point lead entering the last 3 minutes of the ball game.
Ken Bono is not yet done. That's 3-pointer number 5 for him. 15 points, 3 rebounds, and 5 assists. And he's doing it in front of Mayor Ina Pastoran will fire. There's the answer. Jimboy Pastoran for the second straight game is making some magic for Manila.
And Jimboy Pastoran has been a very efficient scorer here. Not a lot of minutes as we were saying, but Jimboy Pastoran has been quality the whole second half.
That's 13 points now in this game for Jimboy Pastoran. A miss for Mindoro. Lester Reyes will now check in for Jetro Sombero. Two minutes and 13. Carl Brian Cruz. Onto Enzo Navarro. Screen by Slaughter. Navarro going to Toralba. Back to Jimboy. That's a walk. 73-67. These last 2 minutes are brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX. That's short for Mindoro. One more chance. Ken Bono. Short again. Rebound, Greg Zilla. We're back with Josh Toralba. 95 seconds remaining.
At this point of the ball game, you have to give it to your best ball handler to set up the offense for you, and that is Josh Toralba here for Manila.
6 on the shot clock. Toralba will shoot. Toralba will score.
Welcome back to the MPBL, Josh Toralba. Look at that confidence, look at that guts. And Josh Toralba just saying, I want this win. But there is some action right here. With Josh Toralba, just pure confidence on that three. Reminds me a lot of a Jimmy Alapag three-pointer.
We did say that he is in the prime of his career. Having played in the PBA and having played in Korea as an import, he's back in the MPBL and he continues to do more damage. 76-67. Back in Caloocan, Mindoro is now down by 9 points. This is the biggest deficit they have faced all night long against Manila. Sideline inbound for JJ Caspe. They go to Tate Teodoro. Mindoro will have to play it fast. JB fires. De La Cruz will score.
Keeping them alive here in the ball game. JB De La Cruz, that is his first bucket here in the fourth quarter. Already scored 50 in the first three, but they need a lot more of him here in the last minute of the ball game if they want to mount a big comeback.
De La Cruz has 19, 6 and 6 as his numbers in this game. 1 minute to go. Renzo Navarro working with Greg Slaughter. Navarro still at it. The cutter is Toralba. No good on his push. And here come the Tamaraws. Down by 7. A big three for JB. Yes, sir!
This guy just knows how to ball. JB De La Cruz with 5 straight points in the last 20 seconds to cut this to a 2-possession ball game the last 40 seconds.
76-72. 35 seconds. Reyes had to chase Navarro. There's a foul given up, and that's free throws already.
Number 6, Lester Reyes penalty. Lester Reyes 5 fouls.
Lester is done.
Mindoro still knocking on the door of Manila here in the ball game. Enzo Navarro, very huge free throws right here.
Somebody has to sub in for Mindoro. Are they gonna call on Sombero again? Coach JR and Coach Jens are talking to each other right now.
Be a tough choice choosing between a shooter or a rebounder. It looks like they will be trusting a rebounder because if Enzo Navarro will miss the second, they have to be able to get that board.
It's Kent Ariar who replaced Lester Reyes. Enzo Navarro has 8, 5, and 5 as his numbers. The first free throw is no good. You've been mentioning it. The free throw shooting of Manila is not too friendly tonight. 12 out of 21.
And with that miss, there is still a glimmer of hope para dito sa Mindoro. We know the talent of Mindoro. You have to check out the shooters. We've seen crazier things happen.
Caspe attacking and feeding. That's tapped away by Toralba. And we have a timeout for the Tamaraws. Down by 4 with 24 seconds to go. Let's check out the tally in terms of three-pointers made. I'll give that to you later on. Let's listen in.
JB. Caspe! Caspe! Ken! Taas tayo ha! Sa taas banda ha! Ken! Ariar! JB, ikaw muna. JB dito. Tay dito. JB, ikaw muna. Girl, labas sa elevator. Screenan mo si Ken. Labas dito. Ikaw, Tay. Away ka lang. Hindi, sumunod ka kay JB. Sunod, pero ikaw corner ka. Ha? Haspe! JB, para babalik siya. Si Ken titira. Let's go! Ken.
Bakit si Ken ang titira? Dahil nakalimang tres na siya sa ating laro out of 11 tries. May 4 din si JV De La Cruz. That's 4 out of 6 for him. Teodoro has 2. Caspe has 1. Kent Ariar is the other guy on the floor. He's 0 out of 1 from downtown. They're down by 4 with 24 seconds to go.
So this 5 actually are all threats from the outside. So Manila has to be able to locate everybody coming from the outside.
It's a baseline inbound for JJ Caspe. Watch out for Ken Bono. It was shut down. 15 on the shot clock here. Bono will fire. That's good. 76-75.
That's a good read. Closing down on Ken Bono. But after that ball swing, siya pa rin ang titira. And that was wide open for Ken Bono.
There's a foul as Toralba was bringing down the ball. It's called on JV De La Cruz. It's going to be a one-possession game either way.
Oh, yes, that's right. Let's watch that again. They wanted to give it to Ken Bono off the handoff. Pero wala. So Caspe goes out, close out, and then eventually Ken Bono again was left wide open on that left corner. Not the play they wanted, but still the same result.
Free throw story, 12 out of 22 for Manila. Toralba will be tested. The first one is good. Josh in this game is 1 out of 1 from the line. This is his first trip after all. Mindoro doesn't have any timeouts left.
Still a lot of time here. 12.6 seconds, a lot of time.
They're down by 2, 77-75. 8 seconds to go. Caspe, hounded. That's almost a steal. 3 seconds. De La Cruz is fouled. Oh my goodness. JV De La Cruz can win it from the line.
There is a huge call here, but I think Manila wants to challenge.
Why not? They do have 2 timeouts remaining. Enzo Navarro cannot believe it.
Everybody cannot believe it. Everybody on that white side, the management, the players, the coaches, walang makakapaniwala sa tawag.
It is a foul. And it's 3 free throws. Ken Bono said, nakakapagod. But it's all gonna be worth it for him.
Let's watch that again right here. Enzo Navarro could not get a hold of that basketball. JV De La Cruz, quick recognition. Oh yes, that is a pull on Enzo Navarro. That is a pull.
These will be the first free throws of the night for JV De La Cruz, who has been the best player for Mindoro. 22 points, 6 rebounds, and 6 assists. But forget everything. It's about these 3. That trims the lead down to 1.
This guy has ice in his veins. Whole ball game long, he has not been scared on taking that shot. And JB De La Cruz, this guy deserves all the credit in this ball game.
The second free throw is good for the tie. 77 all, 1.1 remaining. Manila still has 2 timeouts. Remember, Greg Zilla's immaculate undefeated record is on the line. De La Cruz, third one is good. That bounces in. Mindoro with the advantage.
JB De La Cruz, not even a whole season playing for Mindoro, but today he is a star. This guy has stepped up big time here in this ball game. JB De La Cruz already with 27 points.
One. Three. Out. Out. Okay? Flash. So nandito na ngayon si Green, nandito si 2. Tapos lalabas ka dito pagka-flash. 1. And then Greg, seal, go to Greg. And then that's shot. Okay? Coach, we're inbounding here. Okay? So here. So if it's here. So if it's here. Greg's here. 2, 1, 3, 2. Here, out. Here. Flash. Pasa mo yung flash, ha? Stay here, ha? Ang emergency pass mo ito. Okay? Hey.
The defenders are in for Mindoro. They have Jordan Rios with JJ Caspe, Kent Ariar, Ken Bono, and Art Aquino. They have a golden opportunity to upset one of the giant teams in the MPBL, gigantic as they seem. They're being led by Greg Zilla, who still hasn't lost in his MPBL career. He seems to be the #1 option for the white shirts. They have 1 second to work with. CBC inbounds. They go to Slaughter. Hounded. That's a steal, and that's it. It's back-to-back upsets by the Mindoro Tamaraos.
This team is growing. Mindoro once again slaying one of the strongest teams here in the MPBL. You see Mayor Ina Alegre with all the joy right here. Back-to-back crucial wins para dito sa Mindoro. Let's watch that play. They wanted the seal. They wanted to give it up top, but good read by JJ Caspe, tapping it outside. No call. And Mindoro well deserving of that win.
So that's Quezon and Manila as the latest victims of these Mindoro Tamaraos. How about Tate Teodoro even having a picture with Greg Slaughter?
Nag-fanboy mode lang ng saglit itong si Tate Teodoro, but what a ball game by Mindoro. Controlling the first half, Mindoro was able to get that lead, and in the third quarter, a big run by Manila, but in the fourth, answering right away. And well, deserving of this victory is Mindoro.
First of all, Ken Bono, 18 points, 6 3-pointers. He was big time to give themselves a chance to win the ball game. But our best player of this match, brought to you by Daily Fantasy, dito sa Daily Fantasy, hawak mong laro, is none other than JB De La Cruz. 25 points, 6 rebounds, 6 assists, and 3 free throws to seal the deal.
More importantly, the consistency of JB De La Cruz the whole ball game long. From the first, the second, the third, and the fourth, he was their main scorer of Mindoro. And of course, the most important shots of the day was the 3 free throws he made to win the ball game para sa Mindoro.
This final score is brought to you by GameX. GameX Sports, the official online basketball lending partner of the MPBL. Basta ending, GameX. Let's turn you over to Sydney Crespo.
Kasama ko ang relax na si JV De La Cruz, ang ating best player para sa Mindoro Tamaraos. JV, tinanong kita, ba't parang relax ka lang, hindi ka nakangiti or anything? Sabi mo, pagod ka na. Well, your 25 points and those last 3 free throws proved your confidence tonight. Pero JV, describe to us, anong klaseng composure yung kailangan mo to make all those 3 free throws?
Yun, buti nang bigay yung foul sa amin. Yun lang, nung habang nireview, na-relax ako ni Coach JR para ma-shoot yung 3 free throw na yan.
So malaking tulong si Coach JR sa'yo para ma-compose ka nung last 3 free throws na yun. Pero speaking of Coach JR, sabi niya sa akin kanina, alam mo Sydney, gusto ko pang dagdagan yung collection ko ng upsets eh. Kamusta ka ngayon? Anong nararamdaman mo na nakatalo kayo ulit ng top team dito sa MPBL?
Yun, sa ensayo naman, lagi naman sinasabi ni Coach JR na lagi lang kami magsipag para may bunga yung pinag-i-ensayo namin. Ayun, nagbunga naman kasi si Coach JR naman on and off the court, talagang coach eh. Kaya grabe yung mga kumpiyansa namin. Pag open kami, sabi niya, tira. Yun lang.
Well, another big win para sa inyo. I'm sure marami kang gustong batiin ngayon.
Unang-una, nagpapasalamat ako kay God. Binigay yung panalo sa amin. Alam namin malakas yung Manila. Binabati ko yung asawa ko, si Joanne, na lagi nakasuporta sa akin. Yung anak ko, yung tatay ko, birthday ngayon. Tay, happy birthday. Yung mga batang Flores, hey Coach Jericho, Coach CJ Perez, Boss Pibus, sa mga hindi ko nabate, pasensya na yun. Thank you.
Congratulations, JV, ang ating best player of the game, brought to you by Daily Fantasy. Sa Daily Fantasy, hawak mo ang laro. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Sydney. What a win that was for the Mindoro Tamaraos. JB De La Cruz coming alive once more and proving that he is an absolute star here in the MPBL. Up next, we present to you Caloocan Batangkan Kalu defending their home court against the Bataan Risers. What a win for the Giant Slayers, the Mindoro Tamaraos. And by the way, Greg Slaughter is invincible no more here in the MPBL. That was his first loss in his MPBL career as an individual. Thank you for joining us, folks. We're Sidney Crespo and Juanito Gregorio. My name is Mix Gomez. At nagbabalik pa po ang Maharlika Pilipinas Basketball League, ang liga ng bawat Pilipino.